Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Laura Milligan. Thank you for joining me today for my Facebook Live Take 2. Today I'm going to share a couple projects with the Eden's Garden collection, and I did make a tag and a card on Monday at my normal Facebook Live time, and I wanted to come back today for a Facebook Live Take 2 because I had a couple other ideas I wanted to share with you. I do want to mention that my Class to Go featuring the Eden's Garden collection. Registration is open now, but it ends tomorrow. So you don't want to miss out. And I had some ladies stamping in my studio today, and they all commented on how gorgeous these products are when you actually see them in person. So I know you're not in person with me right now, but I'm going to show you some things that hopefully you'll get a glimpse of how beautiful these products really are. So thank you for joining me. If you're here, give me a shout out, say hello. I am very appreciative of all of you that are watching me. And I'm going to switch my camera down for a different view. And these are the two projects that I made yesterday. This is the card. I love this die. That is from the Eden's Garden. And then I made this tag. And so I really was only planning today to show you one project, but when I looked at this tag, I got so many nice comments on this. Everybody really seemed to like it. So I thought it would be fun to sort of take this idea and turn it into a card. And one of the things I love about this is that it's not just, I think if you look at this, you may not think about Christmas, but it is, when you look at this, you think, okay, it gives you more uses. It makes this whole collection more versatile. So I took this idea and I wanted to make this idea into a card. So I'm going to do that first, and then I have another little project I'm going to share with you. So this is the card, and I don't know if you can see, but I used the Merry Melody embossing folder on the back of this, and I'll tell you a funny story about that in a minute. And let me see, I need my green glue. Well, I have this here I could use. Okay, so I used the Merry Melody embossing folder, and I am a musician. If you don't know, I actually was a voice major in college and at the University of Michigan. Got to give a plug in there for my alma mater, but I was a voice major, and so I've taken piano for many, many years. And when I looked at this embossing folder, I wondered if it was a real song. And so I took the actual embossing folder, put it on my piano, and played it. And it's actually Joy to the World. So it is a real song. And I thought that was just kind of fun. That was sort of fun for me to discover that. Okay. I'm still looking for my green glue. I know it's here somewhere. Give me a second here. It's probably buried alive. Usually have a lot of that on hand. So I'm going to just start with my thick basic white card base, and I'm going to go ahead and give this a score. And I'm just going to attach this Joy to the World embossed music. Isn't that kind of fun? Hi, Sherry. How are you? So Sherry is watching, and Sherry is my very sweet and very talented Canadian demonstrator friend. We served on the Stampin' Up! Events Council several years ago, and she is super creative and talented and really nice person. And so she is the person that I do my classes to go with. So, all right, so I'm going to put this embossing folder on here, and then I'm just going to take some strips of the designer paper, and I have 3 different strips. This is the Eden. This is from that suite. And I just staggered these on the front. I'm going to bring this tag in too so you can see, because that was really the basis for this card. So I'm just going to start and just sort of stagger these just like I did on the tag. And I'll just go ahead and attach these with Tombow. Okay, so let's see. I'll put this here. And normally when I do these, Charlie is snoring, but today apparently he sees, oh, I think he sees a man walking down the street with his dog. So anyway, so I'm going to attach these 3 pieces of designer paper, and I'm staggering them just like I did on the tag. This actually goes together pretty quickly. Okay, I'm gonna line that up. That looks pretty good. Give that a second to set. And then I took these 2 sprigs, and these are from the Eden Dyes. I had to double check the name, but I just used this little sprig, and I cut these in cherry cobbler. And like I said, this takes this sweet and gives it more versatility, because you may not think of this as something you could use for Christmas, but I think this tag is just beautiful. So I cut 2 sprigs. These are out of cherry cobbler cardstock. And then I took a circle. This is the smallest circle in the layering circle dies. There's one. And then I'm just going to use May Your Days Be Merry and Bright. That is actually from the Tidings and Trimmings stamp set, and I showed you that on Monday when I was live, but that's the one that I used. I'm using Evening Evergreen ink. So I'm going to go ahead and just stamp this. This is photopolymer, so I am stamping on my mat. Go ahead and stamp that. Okay. And then what I did, I'm going to set my ink aside. What I did was I just took these sprigs, and one of them is going to just be attached behind, and I'll go ahead and attach that with a dimensional. I'll just catch the edge of that. And then this one, I just sort of tucked it behind, part of it behind there, just like this. I just sort of tucked it behind my circle, and it's just sort of framing this side of the circle. I thought that was really pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and hold this in place also with a dimensional. I like to use, that kind of gives the dimensionals double duty. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just position this in place. Oh, Dana's asking, this is Evening Evergreen ink, and so this panel that I embossed is also Evening Evergreen cardstock. And my circle is Crumb Cake stamped with Evening Evergreen ink. So I'm just going to position this in place. This is a really quick and easy card. Oh, I got it a little bit crooked. Let me see if I can reposition that. Just straighten that up a little bit. There we go. All right. And so then the only other thing I did was added some gems. So I am using the beautiful Garden Gems. And like I said, the class that Sherry and I designed using this beautiful collection, my registration ends tomorrow. So if you have not registered yet, and I have had a great response, I think people are loving these beautiful products. You need to register by tomorrow. If you're in Canada, then you can contact Sherry. Okay, I'm just going to use my Take Your Pick tool. This one sort of got, I'm going to put that one back on there. It's kind of sticking to my fingers. So I'm just going to add, these are like marquee gems, and they are so sparkly and beautiful. And I think, especially at Christmas, you really can never have enough bling. So I'm just scattering a few of these on my card. I'll put that one right there, and that'll hold that in place. And then I just added some on my stamped words. In the circles, there are small and then a larger size, and so you, of course, could use whatever. Okay, so there, oh, and then, you know what, the other thing to finish it up, I just added a double piece of linen thread. I tied it in a bow and just tucked it under there, and I just think this is really pretty, and I don't know, which one do you like better? Do you like the tag or do you like the card? I like them both, so I don't know. Let me know what you think. What is your favorite? Okay, so before I do my next project, I want to share something with you. I received a card in the mail yesterday from my friend Sarah. We lovingly refer to her as Gran, and she sent me this card in the mail. I got this in the mail yesterday, and just like all of you, I love to get cards in the mail. And so Gran sent me this, and it just totally made my day. And I wanted to share with you because I thought it was absolutely beautiful. I love how she used like that brushed copper for this die cut, and she pulled in the papers. She did some embossing. So anyway, thank you, Sarah. You totally made my day, and it makes me realize when I get a card like this in the mail how much it means that she took the time to make a card for me. So anyway, thank you, Gran, for that. You know I adore you. Okay, the next thing I'm going to make is with the cotton paper, and this is actually, this idea came from Stampin' Up. They had some ideas when they first introduced this suite of products with you, and it's this box. And so part of this collection is this, they call it cotton paper. And so I wanted to try to figure out how to duplicate this fluffy bow. So I'm going to show you how to do that. It was really actually fun to try. So what I am going to do is I have 2 pieces of my cotton paper, and this, it's not sheer like tissue paper would be. You could use it as tissue paper. You could also die cut with this. You can put it through an embossing folder and it will pick up the pattern of the embossing folder, but I really wanted to try to make this bow. So what I'm going to do, my friend Sandra's here. I need you to come to my rescue, Sandra, for something. I don't have a box. I'm going to need one of the scallop boxes. It's really nice when I have friends here because then if I forget things, they can help me. So I will show you how I did this. Now, the directions that we got from Stampin' Up, I think they said to use like a 2-inch or 1-inch strip of the paper. And I came up with this little bow like this, which I think is adorable. I think it'd be really cute on maybe a little pouch or one of the little boxes that we have. But I felt it was a little bit too small for this box. So I cut my paper 4 inches, and I'm going to be using 2 strips. So what you need to do is take your tear and tape. Thank you, Sandra.
Sure.
So what you're going to do is take your tear and tape and go all across the top. Just follow along, and I'll do the exact same thing with both of my pieces. Tear it here, and then I'm going to flip it over and put some more tear and tape on the opposite side on the bottom. Like that. And I'm going to go ahead and do this same thing to the other one. You know what, I'm going to take this mat away. I don't need that now. So I'm going to go ahead and just go all the way across. Try to make it straight. I'm getting a little off here. There we go. Okay. Then I'm going to flip this over and add the second strip on the back side on the bottom. Yes, quick and easy is always a good thing. I agree with you, Jeannie. So some of the ladies that were here stamping with me, they said, oh, we'll be home in time to watch you live. So super nice group of ladies. I have been stamping with them probably, oh my gosh, I bet about 15 years. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is take this piece, the piece on the bottom, I'm going to pull that off. And of course, it's always, the hardest thing is just getting this started. Okay, so I got that, and I am going to just bring this down and have the edges meet. Just like that. So we have that. I'm going to do the same thing with this. Pull the part from the bottom. Bear with me here. Like I said, once you get it started, it comes right off, but okay, there we go. So again, I'm just going to bring this top down like this. You know, I usually do my Facebook Lives earlier, and I think Charlie, my dog, knows that the mailman usually comes at this time, so I think he's on the he's on the lookout for that. All right, so now what I'm going to do is take both of these strips, and I'm just going to take my paper snips and just cut, and I'm just cutting right down to where that tear and tape is. And I'm trying to not really crease where this is folded over. I'm trying not to flatten those loops, but if I do, it's okay, it'll work. I'm just going to go all the way across here. And I'll do this with the other piece as well. And I'm trying to go quickly so you don't have to watch, but I try to make the cuts so that the loops are about the same size. And for the most part they are, but I'm trying to hurry because I don't want you to have to wait too long while I make all these slits, but hopefully you don't mind. All right, now I'll just do one more there. Now I got to do the same thing with this one. So I'm going to start here and just quickly cut right down to where that tear and tape is. And so this cotton paper, it comes in a package, and you get some sheets of the Evening Evergreen, which is what this color is, and then you also get some of the Soft Succulent. So those are the main colors featured in this designer paper package in this suite. All right, we're almost there. Thank you for your patience as I make all these slits. Okay. All right. So now what I'm going to do is just start with the first one, and I'm going to tear this paper off, the tear and tape off. And all you do is roll it up against itself, just like this. So I'm just going to roll, just follow along here like this, and you can sort of see how this is going to work. I'm going to end up with my bow, and you can already see how it's forming. And so I think if you try, like I said, to not flatten the tops of these loops, it's going to be a little bit fluffier, but it's kind of hard to do that, I think, with touching it. But I'm going to go ahead and do my best, and then you can always fluff it up when you're done. So I'm going to go ahead, roll that up, and you know, you could make these any size. I thought that little one was really cute, but like I said, I wanted a bigger one for my box. So you can see how that's starting to take shape. Isn't that fun? So pretty. So now I'm going to just take the second strip and do the same thing. And for this one, what I'll do is just start it, I'll attach it to this one and just continue on and roll it up against itself, like that. And you just have to be a little bit careful that you don't catch the other loops as you go around. But you just go round and round. Oh, Charlie. Anybody that comes to my house knows Charlie. And, oh, yes. Anyway, okay, so there you have your loop. And then I just sort of squeeze this end to make it more roundish, but then you just kind of fluff it up, and super easy to do. And if you want to, like, you can see how some of these loops did get a little bit flattened. You can just take them. You can either use like your paper snips and just carefully, you know, sort of curl them. I think it's easier actually to just sort of push down. And I think this looks pretty as is. I don't know if I would really need to fluff it out more, but I think you could a little bit. But isn't that pretty? So then what I did was this would be great if you had a glue gun and put a blob of glue on the bottom of this from your glue gun and then just attach it to a piece of cardstock, maybe smaller than this. I'll cut a smaller one. I actually just used my Tombow and stuck it on there and just set it aside, giving it some time to adhere. But that's how I made that little puffy bow. I thought that was really fun. What do you think? Do you think this is cute? Like, do you think you would attempt this for a special package? I think I would. And it's actually, I think it looks harder to put together than it really is. So then what I did was I took one of the scallop craft boxes and I just made a belly band. And so the 12-inch length was not quite long enough, so I added a little smaller piece. I think this is maybe, no, it's about 2.5 inches long. So I'm going to go ahead and just attach this like this. Just put that on there. And then I'm going to wrap this around, and I'm going to have this where that seam is. I'll put that on the bottom so that it won't really be noticeable. And I thought I wanted to do this on this belly band because, well, I'm just copying Stampin' Up's idea, but I thought this way whoever gets this, all they would have to do is slide the whole thing off and then they could open their box. And I thought that was a good way to do this. So I'm going to just go ahead and adhere this, and I like to just take my fingers and squeeze the corners here to get it so it's a little bit crisper fold there, and then I'll go ahead and add some adhesive to this panel like that. Okay, and you can kind of see how this is going to go together. So pretend like this is attached here, and then what I did, because I really if I would have attached this right now with my Tombow, it would have needed a little more time to set because it's a pretty big bow. But like I said, I would probably recommend doing this with a glue gun, and you would attach it to the belly band. And then what I did was I just took some of this gold shimmer ribbon and just made a big loopy bow because I wanted it to go on either side of my little bow, my cotton paper bow. So I would just attach that there, and then of course this would go on top of it. And then to finish it up, I'll pull in my finished one now so you can see it. Isn't the bow pretty? It's just fun. So then I just did a little bit of stamping, and this is of course one of my favorite sets of dies, the Tailored Tags dies. Using Evening Evergreen ink again and just stamping Let's Celebrate Everything. Put that on there. This is from that Eden's Garden stamp set. And then I'm just going to add a gem. And let me find my Take Your Pick tool. Just put that there. So sorry about my dog. He has not barked all day. Okay, and then what I did with these are these same sprigs that I used for my card. I had cropped them for my card in Cherry Cobbler, but I used the white. And these are just going to tuck behind here, and I do that with my Tombow glue and just slip it in under there, and that's how I put this together. And I just think it's a fun little gift to give to someone. These boxes are a great size. They, of course, have the scalloped lid, and I think it would be a really fun present to give to somebody. You could add a little bit of red if you wanted to use it as a Christmas gift and just change out the words. But that is my box, and I just thought that was really fun. When I saw the picture that Stampin' Up! Had included with information about this new suite of products, I thought I really need to figure out how to make this bow. So that's what I did. So let me bring in my card again that I made today. Get some of these other things out of the way, and then this is my tag. So I just a final reminder, if you are interested in my class to go featuring this suite of products, then you need to register by tomorrow. My registration closes the end of tomorrow. I will add a link so that you can click on registration information when I'm done with this Facebook Live. And I appreciate you all joining me today. I'm always grateful for any viewers that I get. If you happen to be watching this on YouTube, I would love for you to click the subscribe button so that you are notified of anytime I share a new video or go live. So I would be grateful for that. I appreciate you joining me today. And as always, I hope you have time to be creative today. Thanks so much, everyone. Have a great day. Bye-bye.